guys, it's Ariana. Welcome back to my channel. So for tonight's video, we're going to be reading some more scary stories. So happy 15th day of 31 days of uploads, and I don't really have much to ramble about. So as per usual, I have my wicked candle in here, making the whole room smell like caramel apples, and let's jump into the spooky stories. So the first one that I'm going to read is from the ghost story section on Reddit. It is from the Reddit author Hail Tale, and it's titled, "What Did I Let in My House? Did I Invite a Demon In?" I've been listening to a book that I thought was supposed to be a cozy murder mystery taking place in a small New England beachfront town. It turned out to be a suspenseful romance, a genre I didn't even know existed. The more interesting part, the romance was with 150 ghosts who enjoyed the occasional, who ends up being, plot twist, a demon. I'm not here to kink shame, and though the book was a little quirky, it was actually pretty good. The day after I indulged in nearly 80% of the book, I could not fall asleep until 4 a.m. I have bipolar disorder, and bouts of sleeplessness are occasional, so I didn't think much of it. I finally fell asleep and was awoken around 7:30 by rustling upstairs. My house is a split level with an entrance being upstairs and bedrooms downstairs. I opened my bedroom door and I heard someone say, "Hello, I'm here." I was expecting construction workers that day, so I assumed it was them, and I yelled back, "Please come in." Now, two things struck me as odd here. One, the construction workers said they wouldn't be here till around 10 a.m., so maybe they were early? Two, I have a tiny yappy dog that barks when the wind blows too loud, and she remained sleeping. I walked upstairs to greet the workers, but no one was there. I looked outside, and there was no one. There was only my car in the driveway. There was no dropped-off building material, nothing. I have no idea who I was talking to, but I was talking to someone, and I know it. Was I just sleep deprived, or did I let something in? It's now 2 days later, and during these few days, I have found my front door, back door, and bathroom door that I always keep shut, open, at different times. The front door is solid wood. There is no way the wind is moving that thing. The back door always stays locked, and there's no way the wind could move that either. And the bathroom door is a sliding door. There has been no one else here but me. Edit. I'm not saying that the book opened a door or anything. I'm simply saying the timing is odd. I could have just been spooked by the book, and that led me to read into small things, but I know what I heard. Someone definitely talked to me. However, some religious practices believe that what you entertain allows for certain doors to be opened. And that was their entire post. I'm really curious if you've had any more updates or if you've had any more things happening. This is from like 50 days ago, so I'm curious to see if they have an update. They haven't updated anything, so I don't know if they have any more updates on their specific house, but that is really creepy, and I don't really like the fact that you were talking to something, and then when you went to go look, there was nothing there. So you were definitely talking to an entity, and that's really weird. And the fact that like they're opening doors and leaving doors open, that's so creepy. I hate that so much. The next one that I'm going to read is from the True Scary Story section. It is from the Reddit author Emily Serpina, and it's titled The Old House by the Highway. When I was younger, maybe 4 or 5, my family and I lived in an older house on a hill by the Central Highway. Now, I don't remember the details that well, but I had a pretty large room for a girl my age. I loved to look out the large window that spanned about 3/4 of the back wall. My room was partially subterranean, so the window only took up the top half-ish section. On especially bright nights, I could even see the raccoons or occasional fox scurrying by. But I remember this night, I felt especially drawn to that window. So drawn, in fact, I have no idea how long I was staring out it before I saw it. A man was out there, and he walked by the window. Now, being a 4 to 5-year-old, I hid under the covers. When I did eventually reemerge, he was still there. In the corner of the room, between the frame of the window and the closet, staring at me. His figure warping as he slowly made his way towards the foot of my bed and just stood there. I don't quite remember if I hid back under or ran to my parents, but I do know one thing. This was definitely not human. I wish I had a drawing of the man. I feel like I saw him a few times or different versions of him, some more abstract than others. I think I remember him at one time being clothed in a leather jacket and like a trench coat and a hat of sorts. And another time, it was just a long-limbed shadowy mass. Either way, he terrified me as a kid, and I've only recently was reminded by my parents of him. Also, the house was beautiful, but ended up getting torn down a year or so later for extensions of the highway. So you definitely saw the Hat Man. That's fucking creepy. I hate that so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your story. So many people have seen the Hat Man, and it's such a weird phenomenon, but so many people have the exact same description of the shadowy mass that they see in a trench coat and a top hat. So weird. So bizarre. I hate that so much. The next one that I'm going to read is again from the True Scary Story section. It is from the Reddit author I Heart Rick and Morty, and it's titled, I Have a Glitch in the Matrix Story to Tell You. Hey everyone, my name is Chrissy, and boy oh boy do I have a story for you. This was a few years ago. I think I was about 16. My mom and dad left me alone at home to run some errands. I was watching TV at the time. I was sitting on the couch, and it was quiet besides the blasting TV. I decided I was going to take a nap, and I woke up, it was dark outside, and my parents were still not home. I was like, oh shit, my mom and dad are not home and I haven't done any chores. So I ran up to my mom and I was like, sorry, I fell asleep. She was like, why are you sorry? I haven't asked you to do anything. It's 7:30. I was like, yes, we had a conversation. You wanted me to sweep and mop. I then looked down at my phone and it said 7:34 a.m. Wednesday, July 17th. I fell asleep at like 2 p.m. She was like, sweetie, you must have been dreaming. Then the day continued to play out exactly like it did before, except I went to the store with them. I saw a TikTok where someone had similar experiences, but it ended up reverting back to the original time. Please tell me I'm not going crazy. And that was their entire post. That is so bizarre. You had the day pass you by till like 2:30 p.m. You fell asleep, and then the same day repeated itself. That's so creepy. I hate that. I have a huge fear of that happening, or like being stuck in like a time loop. Oh my God, I just hate that so much. That's so weird. No, thank you. The next one that I'm going to read is from the paranormal section. It is from the Reddit author live_welder7169, and it's titled, I heard a voice call out my name in the woods. I'm living in Norway. A couple of years back when I was 14, roughly, there was this trail between my neighborhood and the school that I used to walk. It took about 10 minutes to get across it. Covered full of trees, branches, and a deep valley that you needed to climb with a creek running through it. This one particular autumn day, the leaves were falling off the trees and the temperatures were getting low, about 8 degrees Celsius roughly. I experienced this hyper uncomfortable feeling that I was getting watched by something. You don't know how that feeling is unless you have either been hunted or been looked at with strong feelings. I had this feeling that I was being watched, and me being the paranoid and curious kid I still am, I took a glance back to where I saw nothing, so I kept walking. But I heard someone say my name, and I looked back expecting one of the kids from my neighborhood to walk past, and I saw nothing. There was nothing behind me. I even stood there for what felt like a solid minute, but it was probably more like 5 seconds before I ran. The problem was, someone definitely could have been yelling my name due to the valley being there, but at the same time, the yelling came from this rock a little bit to the right. Whatever was calling my name was behind the big rock. I believe there was a reason our ancestors are wary of the woods. I have heard of SWs and Wendigos, but the problem is, I live in Norway. How could this be? Anyone else have experience like this in this area? And that's their entire post. So that was more of like a question of, was it an SW? And I don't know, I've never been to Norway, so that is super creepy. I don't like the idea of something calling your name, something knowing your name when you're alone in the woods is just weird. Oh my God, I hate that so much. The next one is more of a let's not meet story, but it's definitely interesting. This is from the True Scary Story section, and it's from the Reddit author RobinHood01, and it's titled, I was almost kidnapped. This happened in my childhood neighborhood when I had just turned 18. I used to ride my bike around the neighborhood for hours at a time and listen to music. It was my escape from reality, as opposed to reading or playing video games. My neighborhood was a circle, similar to a cul-de-sac, except there were 2 points of entry to the neighborhood, and there were houses on inner or outer side of the circle. I had been riding my bike there daily, except for in the winter months. Since I was probably around 13, I never had any problems, only the random fast driver or a runaway dog, but no shady people. I was riding my bike around the block like normal, and I saw that a neighbor was having her driveway redone. I didn't think much of it, and I passed the house a few more times before one of the men working flagged me down and stopped me. I was raised way too polite and honestly was a little socially dumb, so I didn't think anything of it, and I engaged in conversation with the 2 men, staying cautious but keeping my distance and 1 foot on the pedal in case I had to bolt. They asked me a few joking questions, and I responded as politely yet bluntly as I could before excusing myself and biking back home, which my house was visible from the neighbor's house. A few days passed and I'm biking around the block again, and as I turn a corner, I see one of the same guys parked in my driveway. A gold car with a dual rear-sided mirror, like what some cop cars have. I felt a pit form in my stomach as I passed by my house, trying not to show how freaked out I was. I came back around the backside of the neighborhood and saw that he had moved to the house he had been working on. He parked in the middle of the road and got out of the car. Both his drive and back driver side doors were open, and he stopped me once again. Being the naive idiot I was, I stopped, but kept my distance like before. He asked if I wanted to go for lunch with him, and I said no thanks, that my dad was waiting for me at home. He said that he didn't see my dad's truck, which was true. He wasn't home at the time, and I just said that he parked in the garage and was working on his truck. I pedaled off as fast as I could. I never saw this particular car again, but I still get freaked out anytime I see a car that has a dual rear view mirrors. I told my parents about it that night, and they said that I should have gone for lunch with him as a joke. It was not okay, and it made me feel so much worse that they said that. Oh my God, that's so fucking creepy. If you were my child and you came to me with a story like that, I would not be joking about you going off with this person. This person is fucking creepy. Why would they park on your driveway? That's weird. I would have reported this company because fuck that. That is such creepy behavior. That is not okay. Oh my God, that is so fucking creepy. But thank you so much for allowing me to read your story. But no, I don't like that. That is so weird and not comfortable. So that one obviously wasn't paranormal, but it was just really weird. It was just a creepy story. So the next one that I'm going to read is from the ghost story section. It is from the Reddit author Red Panda 0009, and it's titled A Laugh from Nowhere. Back in college, I was hanging out with my friends one night, and I realized too late that there was no public transports available. So I asked one of my best friends to take me home on his scooter. Since we didn't live too far from each other, he agreed. It has been more than a decade ago now, but from what I can remember, we took off around 1 or 2 in the morning. The roads were empty and it was super quiet, so we were chatting happily while on the road. We got to this area where there was no houses, only trees that were far apart from each other. So if there were people there, they would have been very visible, even at 1 a.m., as the moonlight was bright that night. We were telling jokes and laughing out loud, partially to shake off the eerie quiet of the night, when suddenly we heard a woman's laugh, loud enough that we both got quiet instantly. It sounded like it came from right behind us. Keep in mind that we were on a moving scooter on an isolated road at 2 in the morning. We both got instant chills, and I immediately wanted to cry. I know, I'm a scaredy cat. He quickly asked me, "Who was that?" I looked behind and on both sides of the road, and there was no one there. Not a single person. Not even a stray dog. I looked up at the trees because it was mostly coconut trees, so I looked to check if there was a person, maybe up there for some reason, but there was no one. I laughed nervously and said to him, "Oh, you heard that too? There's no one around." We both agreed that it sounded like it came from behind us. Fearing the worst, he drove faster until we got out of the isolated area. He still had to drive back on the same road after he dropped me off, but he made sure to drive fast. Even more than a decade later, we remember that experience and bring it up from time to time as one of the creepiest, unexplained experiences we both share. And that is just so weird. I hate the idea of being on a road at night, driving in the dark, really, really late at night on an isolated road and hearing something creepy or seeing something creepy that you can't explain. It's just so weird. I hate it. Oh my God, I don't really like driving at night anyway, so that just makes it all the worse. But this is where I'm going to end the video. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave me your favorite animal emoji in my comments down below. It allows me to see if you guys made it to the end of my video and if you guys are enjoying my videos. It also helps if you guys leave a comment down below to help me boost my videos on YouTube so that YouTube picks it up in the algorithm. We are about 30 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. So I'm hoping tomorrow on the 16th, we will have reached 10,000 subscribers. So please guys, if you are watching this video and you are not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below so you guys can help me reach my 10,000 subscriber goal. I am so excited to hit it. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I know a lot of you guys are really new to my channel, but thank you so much for tuning in. This is such a fun series that I'm doing on my channel. I always read scary stories, but to do 31 days straight of uploads is so much fun, but it is a lot of work. Holy crap, this is a lot of time out of my day to take to film, get ready, and then edit and then post. It's a lot of work, but I'm having so much fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying this creepy series and my channel in general, since we always read creepy stories. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys have any scary stories, any paranormal stories, any creepy stories in general that you want to share with the channel, please feel free to message me either through email. All of my information is listed down below in a pinned comment and also in my description box. And you guys can also message me on Instagram, and I will definitely read your stories as long as they are coherent and I can understand them. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys at the next video. Bye.